So you need to show that you understand how compilation works. So we're going to go through that now. Probably the easiest one to show that you've got available on your computers is using Unity, creating a Unity project. So we're going into Unity. You may well have to register for Unity if you never have before. This screen will probably show you register. Just click through it as quickly as you can. Do the bare minimum to make sure you're actually registered. And then when you get to this point, say you're going to make a new 3D project. I'm going to call it Compile Demo. I'm going to call it Compile Demo 2 because I've already just been through this process once. And you need to choose a location that you can actually write to. Probably your H drive would be the best place, and create a folder called Unity there. It'll take a minute or two to fire up here. So what we're going to do is we're going to create a project in Unity, which we're going to do the simplest thing we possibly can, and then we're going to build it, compile it, so that you could actually distribute it as a game, something like that. Anyway, this is the Unity window. I'm going to do the bare minimum that I can to get something working in here. So if I go over here and right click and create a 3D object, create a sphere. So I've got a sphere in my game space, and then go over here, click the Inspector tab, and I'm going to add a component. And this is going to be the simplest bit of script. So all the script is going to do is just going to move it. I just want to move it left to right across the screen. So new script, which I'm going to call sphere move. Yeah. Create and add. And it says here's the script called nothing selected. Oh no, called sphere move. Here we go. And if I double click that, it then opens up in a script editing window, Visual Studio. Hopefully it'll be the same for you. If you don't have Unity installed on your computer, by the way, you could go to one. That's okay. You can just, there will be it installed on a computer near you. You should be able to sort of take turns with someone. So this script, Unity has created a couple of things, a couple of places to write code. This is the interesting one for us. This is code that runs every frame, so 60 times per second. And I'm going to do, right, again, the simplest code that I could think of, which was just to move it. And we're going to move it by saying its position, which is called its transform in Unity, is going to be translated by a coordinate x, y, z, or vector. So it's going to be a floating point number, 0.1 on the x-axis, and I'm not going to bother moving it on the other axis. Floating point just means it's decimal. That's why we've got the F in place. No red allowed, so semicolon on the end, and that should work. I'm going to save that, and I'm going to go back to Unity, and I'm going to go to the File window, File menu, I should say, if it will let me. Thank you. And I'm going to go to Build and Run. So this is that compilation process. So you could take a screenshot of that. So I'm in Compile Demo 2. I'm going to make a new folder just so I can see what the things are, called Build. And I'm going to go into that folder, so I'm in a blank space, and I'm going to call it Compiled Program. And see, it's going to be a .exe file, so it's going to be machine code. You remember, it does take a little while to compile. We can't just hit play and go. It actually needs to take the entire program and convert it into the machine code. And of course, being Unity, it does a bunch of other stuff with assets. So and it creates a runtime environment as well. So it's not quite as simple as straightforward compilation. So it's actually compiled it, and now it said build and run, so it's running it. So I'm going to hit play and wait patiently. There it goes. Move the ball left to right. So if I just Alt-Tab back to my folder, I've got my Compile Demo 2, and I've got my build there, and we've got a compiled program.exe, and this is the sort of runtime environment that goes with it. So we could take this, the contents of this folder now, and we could put it on any computer, pretty much, and it would run without Unity being installed. That's one of the main points of the compilation process, is we no longer need to have the Unity development environment in place. Also, we should point out that if I want to make a change here and say, oh no, it's not going fast enough, I want it to go twice as fast, I can't just run it. I now have to go through that whole, save it, and oops, no, not that one. That one, and build and run and make a new copy again for that to actually be then in the compiled version. So those are important points to make.